Hey guys, and recently Nintendo finally shared some information about the updates that Nintendo Switch 1 games will be getting for the Switch 2. Before, they did reveal some general information on the Nintendo website back in April, but it was pretty vague and they didn't really show any footage or screenshots. But now on the Nintendo Today app, it's a lot more specific and they actually showed some footage. But before we get started, I just wanted to thank everyone for helping me reach 30,000 subscribers, and like I promised, I will be giving away a copy of Mario Kart World. To enter, include the words "Stay Perky" in your comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The deadline is June 15th, and I will announce the winner shortly after that. But in the Nintendo Today app, they did show quite a lot of information here, and with GameShare, I think it's pretty interesting how they'll be handling it, because it's a lot more intuitive and fast than I thought. So the games that will be getting GameShare support, it actually shows the GameShare option in the menu, like for Clubhouse games specifically. I'm sure that will be the case for other games too. But when someone connects to a Switch 2 with GameShare, it connects almost immediately, which is really cool. And even though I made the comparison to Download Play, and it is fairly similar to the concept of Download Play, it does connect to the Switch 2 a lot more seamlessly than Download Play, because it's not an actual download. It's actually more comparable to the Wii U's technology, where the Wii U gamepad connects to a Wii U. It's pretty cool, and I think the concept is definitely pretty interesting. It also kind of reminds me of the thing that the Wii U did with Smash 4, where you could use your 3DS as a controller. I'm not sure if that's a similar technology to that, but I guess this is definitely a little more involved, since you do get to see the game on your Switch or Switch 2. And I am pretty glad that you can use Switch 1s for, like, GameShare on Switch 2. I think that's pretty cool, because, like, my brother has a Switch Lite. I have, like, the Switch 1, of course, so I think it would be cool to kind of, like, connect those and, like, play some games using GameShare with, like, multiple people. I think that would be pretty fun. I think Clubhouse games would definitely work well for that. I know for some of these games, like Captain Toad or 3D World, I know you could really just, like, do multiplayer, like, on a Switch or Switch 2, but it is cool, like, having, like, multiple Switches, like, connect to each other, so you don't have to, like, share the same screen. I just think that's pretty cool that they're doing that, and I'm pretty curious to see how Captain Toad in 3D World will basically be the same as playing it online, but, like, Captain Toad, I'm pretty interested in seeing how that will work, as well as Mario Odyssey. I know Mario Odyssey will mostly be, like, the assist mode, but I just want to see how that will look, because how they're handling GameShare with Clubhouse games does look pretty interesting, so I kind of want to see how that will work. But moving on, they also shared some footage and information about the visual upgrades that a lot of games will be getting. Like, they mentioned, like, the HDR support. I think they did mention that on the website as well, but they kind of, like, delved into it a little more here. And the game that they showed as an example for a visual update is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is a very notorious game on the Switch 1, and I'm sure Nintendo is aware of that. But the footage that they showed here is definitely pretty smooth, like 60 FPS. It looks like a lot cleaner, the lighting looks better, and I'd have to say, I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna get a few angry comments about this, as all of my Pokemon opinions, but I still don't think the game looks great. Like, sure, it looks substantially better with, like, 60 FPS, and I'm sure it will actually run well, but it still definitely looks pretty rough around the edges, just in my opinion. But I'm not gonna go into it too much, because I've talked enough about Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure I've annoyed a lot of people about it. But yeah, and I feel like this type of performance in Pokemon, we really should have gotten years ago, this is how the games should have run in the first place. I know, like, it really wasn't possible to get those games running like that on the Switch 1, but I feel like Game Freak really should have done a better job optimizing the game, because, like, it really didn't run well at all on the Switch. There really were a lot of issues with that. But it was necessary that this got, like, a Switch 2 update and everything, and even though I don't like Scarlet and Violet, I understand why it needed this. It desperately needed this update. But they also showed some screenshots as well. I guess in the mobile app, it really isn't the best place to showcase that. I guess you can kind of zoom in. But they showed ARMS, that's pretty cool that that's getting an update, since Nintendo kind of neglected ARMS after a while. And New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I really don't know why this game is getting a Switch 2 update. I think that's kind of weird. Like, it really doesn't need it. It's such a simple game. But I guess it's getting an update. If it updates anything, I really wish you could turn off that, like, the fact that you have to do a cheat code every time you boot up the game in order to, like, turn off the new button that you have to do. I don't actually have the game, but I've just heard about it, where you do the spin. I wish they, like, actually make that a toggle rather than a cheat code. And also, like, actually make it so where, like, the fourth player doesn't have to play an easy mode character. But I feel like that's probably wishful thinking, because I think they're really just gonna do a visual update for this. They're probably just gonna make the game run in 4K, because this is probably an incredibly easy game to make it run in 4K. It's just disappointing that they're doing this game and not Wonder. Wonder really deserved it a lot more. New Super Mario Bros. U is such a boring game visually, but Wonder is just super creative and interesting. So it's kind of disappointing that they didn't do this with Wonder. Maybe Wonder is getting a Switch 2 edition. We'll have to see, or maybe the update isn't ready for it yet. But yeah, I just think it's kind of weird that this game is getting an update. And then they showed Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. Weirdly enough, they didn't show any, like, footage of these games, and they didn't specifically say that if these games are getting frame rate boosts or not, which I feel like they desperately need. I mean, sure, visually they would look nice in either 1440p or 4K, but I feel like they really need a frame rate upgrade, because there are definitely some significant frame drops in these games. But at least we got screenshots, and they do look pretty clean from what we've seen. And they've also talked about the mouse controls as well. And Game Builder Garage is one of those games that is getting mouse support. It actually already had, like, USB mouse support, which I've used before. And I know I'm, like, one of the biggest channels that actually makes Game Builder Garage related content consistently. Well, I think I'm scratching the definition of consistently. I really need to put out more of those Games of the Week videos, but it is really cool to see that they are updating Game Builder Garage with the mouse support of, like, the Switch 2. But at the same time, if they're not also going to increase the note-on limit or add keyword search into the, like, online, like, thing, or, like, increase the amount of games you can store, since the Switch 2 has more storage, it kind of makes sense. What's the point? Like, I mean, yeah, the mouse support is cool, but it's just kind of disappointing that they're not really doing much else. I mean, I guess there's gonna be, like, a resolution upgrade, and I guess better frame rate as well, but it's just kind of disappointing, because this game has a lot of this potential, and since they're going out of their way to update it, I don't know why they aren't doing anything else with it. Seemingly. We'll have to see when it actually releases. I'm hoping that they do more with this, but I'm not really counting on it. Like, it really seems like Nintendo is just gonna do mouse support for this one. So, yeah, that's kind of generally what they showed here for the Switch 2 free updates thing. They, at least these are the ones that are getting updates at launch. I think there's probably going to be more games that will get, like, updates and things. Like, I definitely think the recent Mario RPGs, like Thousand Year Door and Brothership, will at least get an update, if not a Switch 2 edition. So, I think we'll definitely see more of these updates over time. Like, probably every month we'll probably get some, or like, just at random points in time, Nintendo will announce, like, an update for a certain game, like a certain Switch 1 game. But I'm looking forward to checking some of these out. And one other thing, I think it's a little weird that they didn't show, like, much information for Odyssey. They did show, like, one screenshot, but it's, like, not even, like, an actual screenshot. It's, like, showing it on the Switch 2. It's, like, more of a promotional image, which is just kind of weird. But yeah, I will check out these updates for the games that I do have, like Mario Odyssey, Game Builder Garage, Captain Toad, different things like that, when the Switch 2 releases, because I am definitely looking forward to checking them out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!